And good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, August 9th. Looking at the impact map for today, several things. We have some gusty winds, typical zephyr winds off the lee of the Sierra in western Nevada, but still lingering precipitation up in far northern areas where some of our large incidents continue. And further south, we have the leading edge of what is encroaching monsoonal moisture, which expands northwards and covers more areas as we go into the end of the week. So taking a look at precipitation recently, a little bit up north. It's starting to taper off, but it's gathering down south. That's where a lot of the lightning is. Very little lightning in the Great Basin the past 24 hours. New fire starts in the red, recent fires in the yellow. A lot of fires from recent lightning. Not getting too big, except for some of our incidents that we had down in the south on the Fish Lake, the Thompson Ridge, and also in the Moab area. Looking at precipitation for the past 7 days, you can see where the green to dark green is a ½ inch to an inch of rain, yellow is over 1.5 inches, and how the western areas have been the driest, kept a little dry down in the southeast. Percent of normal on the right, you can see how dry, near 0% in the far west. Our ERCs show that most areas have moistened up to fairly benign levels. The exception is the far west areas. And also in the south, we've been drying out. Their monsoonal moisture and all that rainfall was about 6-7 days ago. And you can see some ERCs are climbing up, and that is a good reason why we've had some increased fire activity down south. You see some of our charts. First of all, up north in Payette, taking a big nosedive on the ERCs with the moisture, but going in the other direction on the Fish Lake area and also in the Moab area as well, heading back upwards. And this explains, again, the recent uptick in fire activity in the south. But in the south, we do have gathering moisture as this low starts pushing up and consolidating monsoonal moisture to the south. Trough of low pressure approaching with clouds, with a cold front. More clouds, high humidity in the north, and maybe some brief sprinkles or showers along the Salmon River. So for today, there's the moisture coming up from the south already encroaching on our far southern areas, and thickening clouds and some scattered light precipitation in much of Idaho one more time today. You can see the 7-day and the disparity we have from north to south and west. The relative humidity, we've been bone dry in the single digits down south. It is starting to come up towards 20% as some of that monsoonal moisture starts to encroach, and still staying above 25% or so in the central Idaho mountains. You see some of these gusty winds in the lee of the Sierra. These purple winds here, these are outflow boundaries from approaching thunderstorms. And those storms will start pushing northward. See the green area in the south through here. Start drying out up in Idaho, at least weather-wise. It's going to take a while to knock these ERCs back up into critical levels. You see our most critical areas to the west. That's where the driest humidity is. Elsewhere, getting up above 20%, in some cases much higher, just about everywhere. So despite these gusty winds in Idaho and western Wyoming, humidity there stays high, and they've had lots of recent precipitation. And then you can see the really good development of this monsoonal train from Arizona and that long, elongated green line that stretches way back in central Mexico. That is the monsoon coming in. Dry, seasonable conditions in the north. You see the humidity, though, other than a few pockets in northwest Nevada, everyone is basically near or above 20%. Some breezy conditions here on the left. These are the 3-day precipitation totals. You can see starting to come up from the south and really tapering off for this. Some of the stuff here along the Salmon River will be in the next 24 hours. Now, as we go into Saturday with this low pressure developing off the Santa Barbara coast, it'll start pulling up more subtropical moisture, more of that monsoonal moisture into Utah. And then it actually splits a little bit. Part of it goes into Nevada. We'll have to watch for thunderstorms and some ignitions in northwest Nevada and the Sierra front where it's been quite dry. You see high risk here. But otherwise, the closer you get to southern Utah, southern Nevada, the wetter it'll be. And this moisture keeps pushing northwards Monday. And then Tuesday, the moisture goes away. We have high pressure building in, and depending on how things go, this could bring hotter, drier weather, at least to northern and western areas as the monsoon temporarily gets shunted out. 7-day precipitation totals stay mainly in southern to central areas. And the 8 to 14 day, above normal temperatures, kind of a large area of above normal precipitation. But if we look at the day 9 to 14 Precipitation totals, you see it's precipitation free across much of Nevada and a good chunk of western and central Idaho as well, as the monsoonal moisture stays further south. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.